Hey everybody, I hope you're having an awesome day. Um, Today I want to touch on some really important stuff. It has to do with personal dangers, emotional dangers that lead into physical dangers. Now these are the kind that affect your person. These don't include your creepers and your peepers and and those idiots out there just trying to take advantage of you when you're a single female solo. And I imagine there are men that suffer the same things that way as well. We'll cover that in another video, I promise. But today, I want to get real about the dangers of emotional boondocking. Now, as you all know, I boondocked twice in the middle of nowhere by myself. My first trip out, my first night out, I slept in a truck stop parking lot. I ended up the first time up in the Grand Canyon all by myself. The place was dead, but one other camper, and he actually worked up there. We weren't that close in the way of parking together, but I have to say, have you ever noticed that when you move into a new house, it takes you a while to fall asleep hard? I mean, your mental alertness is in tuned to every new noise, every new sound, creaking. You just don't sleep well because your your brain is programmed to protect your physical body. So, on an average, it'll take you 2, 3, even a month, weeks to fall asleep. Now imagine this. Imagine that you're just starting to get comfortable and you do fall deep asleep a few hours a night toward the end of your 14-day stay, and then you have to move to another place. Now, I have said that no matter where you park your RV, the minute you walk in your door, you're home. And that is a fact. But that comfort don't stand for the surrounding comfort. I mean, you can hear people walking outside your rig. You can hear animals outside your rig. You can hear a frog fart outside your rig. It's just that thin. I remember one night at the Grand Canyon, I heard somebody outside. It was my first night there, and I have to say that I got up. Chloe was on guard, my dog. She was restless. She wanted out, and I didn't know why, and I heard the noises. And to my surprise, I had probably 20 coyotes in my camp, and they were trying to open my my garage underneath my rig. They must have, they're smart animals. They must have, at some point in time, learned how to open those hatches that weren't locked down and secured. And they were looking for food. Now, they never came around during the day, but I want to tell you, they were there every night. Don't leave your dog's water and food outside. Just saying. So, I'm sorry. Yeah, my hair is like poop. It's wild today. You notice it's in a bun. So anyway, lack of sleep will make you delirious. And then you're all alone. So for single nomads, especially single female nomads, you're in a heightened state of mind pretty much the whole time. And I've told you guys in many of my videos that I did boondock alone, and that I found more comfort boondocking in groups. Now, with that being said, I have to say that even in groups, you still have to move that RV. You're still in a new place. And even though you may know 1, 2, or 3 of the people that are in the current new area, it's still a new place. It's still new sounds. And you're not going to sleep well. I'm just saying. The next thing is, no matter if you're in a group or if you're out solo. I spent the first month alone. At the Grand Canyon, I didn't have internet. I couldn't even use my phone, really. I really had no communication with the outside world whatsoever. And I guess at the time I kind of needed that. I needed to defrag from the populace. And I did, but at a cost. Loneliness, human interaction. It's almost like you forget. And we don't forget easily our social skills. But the longer you are solo in a boondocking situation, that hair is just driving me nuts, and it wasn't there a minute ago. The longer you are alone and not social at any given time, we lose social skills. So you can imagine being alone and out in the middle of nowhere for months on end. You would lose your social skills, and that could be why a lot of the nomads that are solo boondockers don't like crowds. They have lost social skills. Now, I am a very social person. I love people. But I found myself, too, withdrawing. I found myself lonely, and I had my dog. I would hike every day, but the fact is you can only spend so much time alone in your mind. I did a lot of self-healing during that time, but I was still lonely. I wanted just somebody to come over and roast hot dogs over the campfire with me. Yeah, even a bear. And I said, well, I've got to live this way. This is the world that I wanted. And then I thought, as I was driving from Flagstaff to Cottonwood, Viva Jerome, and if you look that up, you'll see what I mean. I realized I want to try and camp where there's people. You know, not necessarily side by side like they are in an RV resort, but people. And I ended up camping in a place where there were 3 different areas here. It was BML land, all free. There had to be 60 campers there, you guys. And in the front area where I was, there were 9 rigs, all parked. It was a circle area. And it was a nice big circle area, 1/4 mile. Easy. We could probably fit 20 rigs in there. At night, we would have people pulling off the road and just park in the middle and sleep and leave. But with that being said, even though I had the comfort of others around me, there's still that fresh new noise that you're not used to. And again, your mental alert is heightened. You go into self-survival, fight or flight. It's not good for your mind. It's not good at all for any of us to be at that kind of heightened awareness to where we can't lay down and sleep. And if you look at some of my videos, not only did I just drop weight like crazy, you can see the tired in my face. I have to say, without a doubt, that there are real dangers in solo boondocking, and I think they're both physical from strangers, and they're also interpersonal. And so make sure in your heart that you are ready and prepared, if you choose to go out boondocking alone, to be pushed to your limits mentally and emotionally. And it even is more heightened when you have somebody bothering you. And I did in both places. So I'll share that on my next video. But I have to say that you will suffer. And you know what? I didn't say anything before because I wanted to just be all positive and everything, but I have so many people who are wanting to do this life. But I want you to really, really look down deep inside. If you are alone and you are going out alone, I don't care if you're male or female, be prepared to be alone. Be prepared to not sleep well at any given point. Because again, right when you start to get comfortable with the noises and the sounds, you got to go. You got to go park someplace else and get used to it all over again. And you can have all the protection you want, but by the time you unlock that door and get out it, if there is somebody messing around your rig, they're long gone. Gone. And then you're, again, alert, and unable to sleep. It's a vicious circle. So I want you all to consider this. A lot of people today, a lot of nomads today, you'll see it all over YouTube, have taken to traveling with tribes. And I get it. I totally get it. I decided after a whole month of being all alone that I wanted to be in a tribe. I wanted to be in an area where there were others. When I got to Cottonwood, I had a walking partner, I had a coffee partner, I had a bullshit partner. I had people around me that any time that I desired, and I love my alone time. I have no problem being alone, you guys. But if I wanted to go out and be social, I could. If I wanted to stay away, I did. I shut my door. They don't trespass on your privacy. They don't bother you. And I can say that it comforted me to walk my rig every night before dark. Before I went in and locked my door, I would walk my rig. I would check my understorage, make sure they were all locked. I would check all my windows, make sure they were locked and secured. I would check footprints because, believe it or not, people will come around your rig at night. Animals will come around your rig at night. If you find an animal print, look it up. Look it up, people. I don't care if you're in Arizona or you're back east or you're down south. There are wild animals that can be dangerous. Know your animal tracks, your animal scat. Just know it. But I have to say that during that time, it's like a rush of memories. I wanted it so intensely bad, and I needed it, and yet I was so frightened. I made a video about I'm finally finding my comfort zone. That's when I was just out the first time up at the Grand Canyon. And in my next video, I'm going to share some very frightful things that happened to me out there. And I never shared them. I'm not one of these YouTubers that every time something's going on in my world, I pull out my camera. I'm dealing with the issue at hand. You know, I am not going to take somebody outside my rig, somebody opening my windows, and video it. You know what? No, I just don't. But I will share the physical dangers of being a female. I'm going to say female because I don't know that males would ever go through what I went through. I'm going to share the physical dangers that I went through. And I laugh about them sometimes, but the fact is they were very frightening. So you couple the physical dangers on top of the emotional stress and heightenment, and you could really mess yourself up, you guys. So I'm going to sign off for now. I hope you take into consideration loneliness and heightened awareness, because you will not sleep well. You just won't, unless you're taking a sleeping pill, a Xanax, to knock you out, and I'm not going to take that kind of stuff. So be well, be blessed, be safe. And I have to say that right now, this time of year, the winter months, everybody is in Arizona. It's the warmest state to be in, southern Arizona. You can easily go out right now and find a tribe to camp with. Meet new friends right out of the hatch. You don't have to go to a place and be all alone. There are RVers boondocking, there are vans boondocking everywhere right now. Thousands and thousands and thousands. You cannot really get a loner spot, I don't think. So if you're planning on going nomad and you're planning on boondocking and you're alone and single, male or female, for your own mental health, start out in a tribe. And in winter is the best time to start to find a tribe, because in summertime people scatter. You got people going up to Montana, Washington, Oregon. You got people going way up to Wisconsin and Minnesota, New York. Oops, excuse me. They're leaving, heading for cooler weather. So in the wintertime, if you haven't left yet and you want to make sure you're with people, winter is the best time in southern Arizona, bar none. But I'm going to sign off now. be blessed, be secure, and know that you're going to be okay. It's going to be okay. But be aware, too, of real dangers of boondocking. It's a beautiful dream, you guys. But it's things that they just didn't tell me. They didn't. And I want you aware. Anyway, till next time, remember to love yourself. Because if you don't love you, ain't nobody going to love you. Bye-bye. Oh, my next video will be about the physical dangers that I endured. Bye-bye.